We're following that breaking news out of New York City where the mayor, Eric Adams, held a press conference today lifting that private sector vaccine mandates on athletes. That includes Kyrie Irving for the Brooklyn Nets. Can now play, though, in those home games. That wasn't the case before, but he will be available the remainder of the regular season to play at the Barclays Center there for the Nets, as the Nets trying to gain some momentum heading into the postseason. Kyrie's starting to heat up, though, since he's been playing away from home. Had a 60-piece in Orlando last week, and last night had 43 on the road in Memphis. The Nets definitely need that now to get some home cooking from Kyrie Irving. For more on that breaking news, there, Avery Johnson joined us here. Your reaction there, the mayor lifting that mandate, allowing Kyrie to play at home. How big is this for him?
Well, I think it's huge, and hats off to Mayor Adams just for making a bold decision. One decision that I think is probably 30, 60 days too late. But fortunately, they did all of their research. They got a lot of people that they collaborate with. But this is huge for the Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie Irving to have him available now for home games. The mayor talked about the economic impact that professional sports have on the city of New York. He talked about, games at Met Stadium and Yankee Stadium, and now at Barclays with Kyrie Irving participating in those games. Just all the amount of the fans and the gear and the jerseys, the bars, and it's just gonna have such a positive effect on the court. The way he can handle the ball, play on the ball, off the ball, compliment Kevin Durant. These guys can combine easily for 80 points a night. It's just going to be a matter of whether they can get enough stops defensively, which was proven in their last game, where they just weren't very good on the defensive end.
Coach, the Nets have about 9 games remaining. 6 of those will be at home. And you talked about how impactful Kyrie has been. We've seen it, the 43 last night. But how important is it for that chemistry to kind of build here now at home as we start thinking about the postseason?
Well, the chemistry is important, especially when you've made a massive trade. And Ben Simmons is yet to play for the Brooklyn Nets as he nurses and rehabs his back injury. But you still have guys like Seth Curry that needs to find his rhythm with this group. I obviously don't think that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, they've played in enough games together. And then at one point you had James Harden in and out of the lineup with his injuries. But now that he's gone, and you've kind of retooled parts of your roster with Ben Simmons and Seth Curry and those guys coming over from Philadelphia, this will give them 9 games. Hopefully everybody will stay healthy where they can find some chemistry. And it's nothing like building up that trust, not only on the offensive end of the floor, but the defensive end of the floor. It's about making those hand signals and nodding with your head, if you want to go back door, or if you want to screen, or if you want to lob. All of those things and that type of play happen by playing on the court and playing real minutes together. You just can't get it in practice.
Looking at it now, the Nets are 8th in the Eastern Conference. Mitch, there's not too many games left, but here there's a slate when it comes to home games, including 3 on the road to close out the regular season. Is there a chance we might see them trend a little bit maybe to that 7th or 6th, get out of that play-in realm now that they have Kyrie full-time?
No, I don't necessarily see them getting out of the playoff realm. That's probably a little bit of a tall task. And also, teams that are ahead of them, you got to give them respect. But this team hasn't proven that they can play consistent basketball yet. So until they can prove that they can be consistent and be more of a balanced team and not just an offensive team, that remains to be seen. So I still have them playing in the play-in game. I don't see them catapulting themselves to the 6th spot, and which means they're going to have to play some really, really good basketball starting in game 1, because it's going to be basically, do or die. And you're going to have to win those games because you can't afford to come up short in those playing games, because then you'll be watching the playoffs on the sidelines at home.
And that's definitely want to come out of that. If you're Miami, you do not want to see them come in that play-in round and see them that first round there. But with the full-time Kyrie, I mean, can they come out of the Eastern Conference in your opinion?
I still don't think they're the team to come out the Eastern Conference. I believe the Milwaukee Bucks still the team to beat. This team is, they got three big guns in terms of Middleton, Holiday, and Giannis. These guys are proven. I think they're hungry to prove that they can repeat. I still like the team like the Miami Heat, even though they had some anger management issues last night on the bench with Haslam, Coach Spoelstra, and Jimmy Butler, who was right in the middle of it. Boston is emerging as a team that can beat you. And whenever you have who I think is going to win the MVP in Joel Embiid, and they can get James Harden and him playing at a very high level, I think they're capable. So I think there are quite a few teams that's ahead of the Nets. But who knows? The Nets come out of that play-in game, and they're matched up with a Miami Heat or Boston or one of those teams at the top. 7-game series with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. That's like for pay-per-view type television. I would pay to see that matchup.
That's an easy 70 or 80 piece between the both of them, Coach, when it comes to those two in Brooklyn. As always, Avery Johnson tapping on the breaking news. The mandate when it comes to the vaccine lifted, so Kyrie will be able to play at home. Appreciate it, Coach, as always. Taking a look at the odds to win that, Larry O'Brien, of course, the Suns, the top team in the association at 350 there. The Nets right behind them. Now with Kyrie, you still got to get Ben Simmons back on the court at some point, coming over in that trade for Harden from the Sixers at 550. And then the Warriors still in the West, plus 6-1, and the Bucks, the defending champs, at 650.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.